Howdy gang, so got a quick vlog for you today. Quick question too. Are you the kind of person that trains because he likes to compete? Or are you the kind of person that competes because you like to train? And really there's not right or wrong here. But what is important is that you define which that you are. Because ultimately, how you approach your life as a bodybuilder, strength athlete, etc., and possibly how you're training could be improved if you define, which one of those things that you are. So, that being said, me myself, I'm the kind of person that competes because I really like my training. I'm going to do my training pretty much regardless. Even if I never get on the bodybuilding stage ever again, I'm going to continue my training. And I'm probably going to continue it in the very same format that I am right now. Just working to progress and doing periodized training. Much like I've outlined in many of my vlogs. And then if, I'm liking what I'm seeing in the mirror, or, I decide that I'm getting a little too fat or, whatever, maybe I'll diet and get on the bodybuilding stage. Or if, training is going really good and I'm feeling strong, maybe I'll get on the powerlifting platform. But pretty much regardless, I am 180 degrees from where I used to be. I used to train because I wanted to compete. And what I found out is that, in the 12, 15, 20 weeks leading up to a bodybuilding competition, boy, my training was spot on. I never missed a workout. And, it was just super intense and really focused. And then would hit, kind of improvement season or, off season. And so what would happen is, sure, right after the show, you're motivated. You're going to be like, I'm going to make improvements, and I'm going to make improvements now. And then 6-8 months down the road, it starts becoming okay to miss a workout here and there. A year down the road, shoot, you might even go like a solid 2-3 weeks without training, and even then your training is pretty suboptimal. You're just going through the motions, for lack of a better term, just getting in there and moving some weight, and then we all have our excuses, or our, I guess, reasons. It's just getting back in the gym. I got to make it light, I got to take it easy, So, pretty much, I'm guilty of that. I've done that in the past. And it was all because my focus was strictly on competing. And so normally, or I guess not normally, but it's, when your focus is competing, it's really, really difficult to stay on track and not lose focus, because we're all human. The show's 2 years, 3 years down the road, and I can afford to slack here a little bit, Whereas now I'm the exact opposite. Now I love my training so much and have really loved it now for probably the better part of about 2.5 years, that I'm giddy to get to the gym. Maybe not every single time, but like today, I'm heading in there now. I know exactly what I got to do. Body is feeling great. And, I almost have butterflies because I'm so giddy to get to the gym. And I'm like that probably 75% of the time, even training at home. It's like, I'm that feeling when you're like sitting down, you're like when I was in college and you were doing your homework and you're just like, man, I got to bang this out. I got to get this done so that I can go party or whatever. Okay. it's kind of the way I am at home sometimes. You know, I'm focused on my work, and I'm doing my coaching and making videos. I'm like, man, I gotta get this done, because I gotta get out there and start getting my training going. And it goes without saying, progress has been a whole lot better this last 2.5 years. You know, in the bodybuilding stage here a couple of years ago, or I guess it was last year, all-time best, you know, for symmetry. I have finally got some V-taper. I finally got some lats. Granted, it's nowhere near the level of elite athletes like Jeff Alberts and you know, Alberto doesn't feel he's elite, but, you know, he is. But nonetheless, I look the part of a pro bodybuilder. I've always had the conditioning, but now I'm finally getting the symmetry. And then likewise, my lifts are coming up, and I'm starting to look like I lift instead of looking like a shredded, you know, just, I guess, lean tennis athlete, you know. So which are you? You know, define that right now, because if you're the kind of person that you know, trains to compete, got to find yourself some bridges, I guess you might say, to get you from kind of competition to competition, to keep you on track. You know, whether that be CrossFit competitions, powerlifting competitions, you know, something that will keep you in the gym and keep you in there consistently over the long haul. Okay, and then if you're the kind of person that is kind of where I am now, and you really, you know, just enjoy your training, you know, I think that probably for us, you know, just you kind of almost have reached a point where, you know, it's adding value to you know, your life, and ultimately, what are we going to do anyway, right? I know I'd much rather go to the gym than go to the bar. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Turn it off if you want to. If not, I'm going to take some clips of the training, and anything that comes to mind regarding the subject I'll throw afterward. And yeah, otherwise, if you don't want to see my training, turn it off, and hope you enjoyed this. Thanks a lot.
I think it's 220 days ago. I think, well, he might be too big. He might be, Brad, I think that he might try